Hello, welcome to the of DMs After Dark, which is Saturday night because of Kent and his employment. Everybody boo Kent.
Everybody boo
Oh,
Kent's
no.
employment. Boo!
No.
Yeah, they covered me in iron filings the other night. It was fun.
Boo!
Especially
very
boo
fun.
them. Yeah.
Well, let's should offer
All up
some
in my
protection from
beard.
the Fae. So
True. So, welcome back, everyone, for all you out there in the world watching us. I don't think we really have any sort of Sunday morning Sydney time. Wow. Thank you for hanging with us. What time is it in Sydney? I think Sydney's like 12
God
to 18
damn.
hours ahead of
12,
us.
13,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
No, wait. Well, it depends on where.
It's 9
because,
a.m.
Like,
It's 9 a.m.
9
Wow.
a.m.
We're
9
with you
a.m.
for your morning
That's
coffee.
9 a.m.
Well,
Sunday
hey,
so
morning.
much.
God
Good
has
morning.
nothing to do with this.
hey, welcome. And welcome. Hopefully you enjoy. I don't know. What I don't have any announcements.
We have an announcement. We're
Okay,
going to
go
be
for
at
it.
Gen Con.
Yes,
Going
you
to
are.
Gen Con.
Not me. I'm the only asshole here who's not going to
Yeah.
be. The rest of
He's
you
gonna go
faces-
next year, though. He's
Look
saying
for-
he's announcing it to his fans that he'll be there next year, so he has to now.
God damn
And
it,
then he
Amber.
can,
Next year's the year. The announcement's been made.
It
and
has
then he
been.
can
It's
just
too late now.
sit. Then he can just sit at the Chaosium booth all weekend and just be like,
Just like Troy at the Esterin booth.
Yeah.
"Yep."
Just be like, take my money. Just give him a blank check.
Oh, no.
And
And just give him the
Wow.
deed to your
I
house.
look
You're like,
I look forward to next RuneQuest sessions. Welcome.
Oh,
This is
yay, thank
Gibson,
you.
our
hey!
I'm wondering if they're the because the person who bought all the pillows was from Australia, right?
Yes.
Does somebody
Yes, it
have
was.
all the pillows?
Somebody
Yeah,
has
someone
all
has all
four
the pillows.
pillows. Because
You don't
remember
have the
the joke we always made about
Nope,
Kyrie
the
not
set
getting a
was
pillow?
there.
Yeah. And that person messaged us on Redbubble and was like, I didn't get the Kymreese one just because you didn't have the right, I didn't set it up right when I put the sticker up. And they're like, if you upload it, I'll totally get one. So I did. And so now there's a Kymreese pillow. There's a Kymreese throw pillow in Australia. Yeah. That is something we've
Just
contributed
want
to
to
the
sleep
world.
in a pile of RRQ characters.
That is something that we've made that is out there now forever.
The Deskara pillow spooning you at your back.
We made our own waifu pillows. Oh my god.
We did.
Shit.
Yeah, so we'll be at Gen Con this coming weekend. Christian and I will also be making an appearance at Necronomicon if you are
Yes, we
local
will.
in Providence.
Yep. Or going to
Come see
Providence
us.
because
I'm
people
running
come.
a panel. I'm on a panel and running a workshop. If you're interested in making custom tokens with lasers,
I'll just be around. So yeah. I'm not contributing anything but my face and money to Providence.
he'll just be around going bankrupt in the dealer room.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
That's gonna
So
be me next weekend.
Yep.
we're here tonight to get back into our third and final arc of our Vaesen campaign here. As you can see, we have a slim crew tonight, so we're not going to dive too deep into the main meat of the mystery without a couple more players, a couple of whom are pivotal. But we will do things like give people XP for the last time, level up, and begin finding the plot hooks for this next coming mystery.
Potentially
This mystery
heal.
is one out of the Mythic Britain and Ireland book by
Free League.
Free League, out by Free League Press. So you can pick it up. I've made some changes. If you do get it, you will be able to see and compare where I have derailed the adventure.
I actually like to do that after we play the event thing to see
Yeah,
what
you
you
go through
changed.
and you're
and
like,
what didn't.
I like
Yeah,
this
you're like,
change.
I see why, and I'm like, I see why she changed that, or I see why we didn't. Or the interesting thing for the last one we played with Old Mog was, you want to think that there's like this great like inciting event of what happened and like why Old Mog came back, and it literally was just she accidentally got some blood on the rock, and I was like, wow, that's so random.
No
Cool.
one
That's
murdered
a
the
little
girl.
bit
It was an
more.
accident. She just
Yeah.
fell. Like
Yep.
that was
Yeah.
it.
That
That's
was
crazy.
a little bit more than she accidentally got blood on the rock. It was didn't she slip and fall and hit the rock?
It cracked her head open.
Accident?
Yes, correct.
That is an accident.
Correct. Yeah, but it was like everybody's looking for like who murdered her, or if she
Yeah.
was
Right.
like getting into blood magic and like summoning
Well,
Mog or something.
I
and
actually thought she was getting
She
in the
just fell.
blood magic and like summoning Mog, and it was like, nope, just fell.
Yep.
The appropriate,
Oops.
which actually brings me up
Cut
to
my
something I
hand.
want to talk about. I do want to announce, actually, I read, if you have Comixology, Cold Iron is a Comixology exclusive, which is a modern day sort of very Vaesen-y comic. It's like 4 issues or one trade paperback, either way you want to look at it. But Cold Iron, set on the Isle of Man, was really, really good stuff. So has the Christian seal of approval. I will recap as per the ancient pact, Amber.
All right, I will take that. I found very old nuts, and I'm going to see if they're good.
So you're smelling the old nuts, are you?
Stale.
We're so back, baby. So it's been a while, so let's test my ancient memory. We had an art showing of Rosalie's art.
Mhm.
Cecilia and everybody else was there, with the exception of Ronaldo, who showed up late.
Mhm.
That's going to become more important later. At the art showing, somebody spent a lot of money on one of Rosalie's paintings, which, and here's the real test of my memory, I believe was called Trust. And I remember what the picture of, it was a picture of a pan-like figure holding a little girl's hand as they were walking into like the sunset or something like that. And this strange rich person bought that painting, had a very nice conversation with Rosalie about it, and invited her to at some point in time, shindig, get-together, artist meeting at her estate, which is a big deal. Rosalie was flush with, or has cash coming. Wasn't necessarily flushed with cash there, but has it coming. And so everybody went out to get some fish and chips at the 10 Bells pub.
As one does.
As one does. And while they were out there eating fish and chips at the 10 Bells pub, it was Riley who noticed a little girl there who done be picking pockets. But what we eventually realized was that nobody else was noticing the little girl. A chase ensued. We talked to her a little bit. We found out that she was a Selkie and being held against her will by someone whose name I already don't remember, who was a bad guy down on the docks.
Brent.
He was sort of like Brent. He was sort of like a Fagin character.
Brent's
like, had these, had what they call mudlarks, which are like little kids who like pick stuff out of the river Thames, but also operate as like low-level thieves. So Brent was doing that stuff. It was bad. So we said, listen, she did not trust people, the little Selkie girl. So we're like, all right, well, give us a shot. We'll help you if you need it. She took us up on that offer, and we went to work and managed to rescue the Selkies with Riley chucking the guy off of
and we went to work when we went to work breaking both of Brent's legs.
we broke his legs, and then Rosalie tortured him until he gave up the location of the Selkie skins. Unfortunately, he did pass away, but Ronaldo stopped Rosalie from perhaps going a little too far in her torture of another human being. And we were able to rescue the children, get a boat, and take the said boat out to the location where they were picked up. There was a very magical moment between Riley and the Selkie mother, where she said that she and the Selkies would be able to help him find his child if the child ever touched the water, if I remember it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that's where we left it off, actually.
On our trip back.
Yep. We also gave the Selkies information about the Irish ship that was netting them, and those gentlemen are probably due for a very bad time at some point in the future.
Look, the Darga never makes it back to port.
Just lost at sea. Just found adrift.
A terrible
swarm.
Swarm.
Yeah. Well,
a storm
yes.
carrying a swarm of fish.
Can you imagine that? Yeah, I mean, it's well deserved, but can you imagine being on a ship and a bunch of angry Selkies hop on and like kill you?
Like just in like full on like sea lion mode, just like
yeah, sea lions are terrifying.
Yeah, the great seals, like gray seals and sea lions. Yeah. Selkies are the werewolves of the sea, which is one of the reasons I enjoy them so much.
I also had a note for, at least for Riley. There was a painting at the expo that caught his eye. By the artist was Siobhan McKenna.
Siobhan McKenna.
Yvonne was, a matter of fact, we were going to be at the soiree. If I don't know. I don't remember that part.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think
not
she was
sure.
mentioned there. Yeah.
I know the person who bought Rosalie's painting was Catherine Danville. I have
Yes.
that note written down.
I'm going to write that down again because I lost the notes because I'm so awesome at having notes and then losing them.
And speaking of notes, I'll be back in 1 second. Continue recapping if you need to. I left my pencil and I will not make it if I can't write down the names of random NPCs as I make them.
Then I have like 116 Bancroft written down on the same line, and I have no idea what that means.
I think that was the address for
That was the address.
that was
for
Brent's address.
The
Yeah.
key
God,
to the
yes.
yeah, to the skins.
Yes. And then we let's see what else was there. Someone there was also like Brent's cleaning
Lady.
lady
Yeah.
who I think Rosalie like tricked into letting us
Yeah.
in.
I did the whole Southern Belle act. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta remember the stuff for Riley.
What kind of stuff for Riley?
Mostly like the experience that he had with the Selkies last, and like going and kind of opening up about his trauma at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And his child. Yeah, she knew. She recognized like the loss in your eyes, and she knew like you were searching for someone.
Yep. Yes, that's right. And then
Yes, you made a mukbang because you're eating soup.
I am. Yeah. So I'm sick, guys, by the way, with a fever. So I popped a Tylenol, so I should be okay in like 20 minutes. But
Jess getting fucking
I'm
sick
not my
4 days
best.
before Gen Con.
Yeah, not my
You're
best.
supposed to
Typical Jess.
You're supposed to get sick after Gen Con.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll probably do both. I will probably be sick after Gen Con.
She'll just be sick for the next 3 weeks.
That sounds
That is
very
true.
much like me.
Yep. What you got to do is you just got to slam a bunch of just like the store brand like NyQuil and just
Yeah, so like
sail away.
I keep going back and forth. Like I don't know if I want to like take in the fever and just like try and kill as much as possible, or start taking medicine and just like feel kind of okay, but then kind of prolong it a little bit. I don't know.
I don't think that's how typical fevers work.
Yeah,
It'll be over when it wants to be
The
over.
allowing the fever to burn is not going to expedite the progress of your illness.
No.
Mm. Well, because your body gets really hot because it denatures like.
I know that's what it's trying to do.
Yeah, that's what it tries to do.
But you're sick because it doesn't work.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. So we'll see. I'll see how I feel tomorrow and then start taking medicine if I still feel like this.
Yeah.
Did you take the airborne?
I did, yes. You know, compared to emergency, that one tasted like really good. I was like,
a lot better. Yeah, it's just a CVS brand emergency.
Yeah, and it tasted great.
CVS brand emergency is not bad, but like regular emergency tastes like ass. It really does.
Yeah, I've had regular emergency and it's terrible, and I've had to choke that down.
Like
but
I'd almost
this,
rather
I was
be
like,
sick. Yeah,
I could drink this like regularly every day. If it wasn't like full of
They
sugar.
had a grapefruit emergency that was really good.
Oh,
I did. Can't find it anymore.
Yeah.
But yes, all right. Thank you for providing that recap.
you're welcome.
I did forget to do XP at the end of the last session. I think just for the last session, right? I did do XP for the session before it. I think
so. Sure.
So we will do XP for the last session.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, it doesn't matter anyway.
And it was, did you participate in the session? Everybody was here.
Yes. Check.
Did you confront any Vaesen?
Yes. Well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
We were
I don't know
working
about confront is the word, but
alongside.
we saw and spoke.
You went out there and you
Witnessed.
found Mama Selkie and crew, which was scary and apprehensive at the same.
That's
I will
true.
count it. I will count it.
That is true. We encountered new Vaesen.
Mhm.
They were the same kind, though.
Yeah, but
Did
they're
you
new to us.
identify an unknown basin? That one's a no. You already scored that point when you figured out the Selkies.
Yep.
Were you affected by your dark secret?
No.
I'd say
By my
no.
dark secret. No, I don't.
Kent is definitely a yes.
No.
That's not his dark secret. Like
Nope,
he's
that's my
affected by
trauma.
his like past, but
Oh,
not
his
his
trauma.
Like,
Yeah.
My trauma
Dark
and dark
secret.
secret are connected but separate.
Connected but separate.
But
Did you
or
take risks
different.
to protect other people?
Yes, absolutely.
You did kidnap Brent all.
Yeah,
I took
I
a
was
big risk. I
dying.
could be committed to, like, I could go away for jail for a long time if I get caught for
yeah,
that
I
one.
would say Rosalie did for
Yeah.
sure.
I would say Riley did too, because he like disguised himself and almost got his leg broken sneaking into the place.
I think he already got an XP for that.
Because
we
I can't
did
quite
XP,
remember that one.
We did XP 2 sessions ago.
2 sessions ago. Okay, so
Yeah, so
then
not
we
last
didn't do it
session.
for the.
Not last
yeah,
session.
not
We did
the-
XP.
yeah.
We did do it the session before. Okay, so
Yeah.
you would have scored that session. That was the session that you threw Brent over the
Yeah.
thing. Okay, so Rosalie, yes. Have you learned anything?
Does being capable of torture count as having learned something?
It absolutely can, especially if it was previously unknown to you. If your own actions have shocked you or unsettled you or
I would say that
made you
that's
think differently of yourself.
I would argue that that's a yes for Rosalie then.
Oh yeah, I can see that for Rosalie.
All
For
right,
sure.
Yeah.
go ahead and mark XP.
I think Riley has too. Oh wait, maybe not.
It's up to Ken if he can express
Yeah.
that. If he can express what he has learned, that is, kind of significant to who he is, his version of himself.
Um.
So what I was thinking, not to interject, Ken, but what I was thinking is like, I don't know. I know you've been searching right for your child, and I don't know like how possible you thought it was before. And just with everything that's happened in the last 2 sessions with like the painting and like the Silkies and like learning about Rosalie like being somewhere else too. I don't know how much that has changed like your thought that it's possible that your child might possibly be out there and that he is somewhere else,
So the one thing with like Riley knew about Rosalie being
right
elsewhere before like pre-session,
told
which
it.
brought him
Yeah.
to London. No, she didn't tell him. Like he did the private detective thing and found
Oh,
out.
gotcha.
Found like the article and stuff about the
Yes.
strange disappearance was like, this looks really similar.
But we
Right.
did have a heart-to-heart kind of.
We
I
did have a
think,
heart-to-heart,
on the
yes.
boat or in the house. I don't remember which, but I know
Yeah.
we did have a heart-to-heart.
Yeah, I don't know if that changes anything for you.
Yeah. I don't know if it changed anything. I think it reaffirmed what he was kind of hoping in the first place, where it was like he was hoping that it would be possible to get his son back no matter how long it's been, because like that's one of the reasons why he had come to find Rosalie in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I will think more about it and get to you probably between sessions.
Sure, we can have that
I will
pending.
put a question
Mark next to that one.
Yep.
Did you develop something in your HQ? Let's find out. This was supposed to be the complication between adventures, but it sort of turned into an adventure in and of itself, so we will treat it as such. Where's the HQ building stuff?
What do we have right now?
We
just
did,
thought
didn't
the
we? We did.
seance
built a
We
seance
actually,
room.
we did. We built a seance room. Yeah.
I love how I said sauna room.
A
That's
So
sauna room.
that's a yes then, right?
Then yes, you can mark XP
Sweet.
for that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we did build something the session between the sessions before, so that is technically or did we, you know what, did we
Would we
get
have scored that before?
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have because we've played since it's been developed.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would have scored that.
You're
one
right.
before.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But if you develop something now, between sessions, we will score that XP right now. Where the heck is my thing?
Should help.
Game stuff.
Is it
Basin.
here?
Go. HQ building minigame. Do 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 do. Should have noted the page number for easy reference.
Oh, that. Crud.
Back. I'm just gonna get
79.
That's not it. How do I single page view? There we go.
Kent's gonna find it before I do.
Boop, boop, boop. Society headquarters, orders to...
Questions for development points. All right. After completing a mystery, yes, this is when we score stuff. Questions for development points. Did you play at least one scene at the headquarters?
Yes.
Yes. You tortured a man in the headquarters, in fact. Did you encounter a new type of Vaesen? Yes, the Selkies.
Yes.
Did you visit a place of magic?
We
Technically,
did...
I would say where the maybe when we were at sea.
I would count the kind of visiting the Selkie pod was
a
place of
place
magic.
of magic.
While they were at least while they were there, for sure. That was a very magical moment.
Sure.
Were you subjected to magic?
Ooh.
Don't think so.
No, I would say that's probably a no.
Does the blood thing that Riley did with the Selkies count?
No, not quite. That was more for their benefit than for yours. Yeah.
Making sure.
Yep. Did you bring occult books or other important items back to your headquarters?
No.
Just a bunch of hungry waifs and urchins just pillaging the cabinets.
It's true. It's true.
Did you make any important contacts?
Yes.
We're kind of, you're like the Selkies.
Yes.
Yeah,
I will count
definitely.
it.
Yeah.
Was the mystery particularly difficult and epic?
No, probably not epic, but it was cool.
I would say it's a humbler scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Did you solve the mystery?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is
right.
5 points compared along with whatever else we had.
I don't remember if we had any others because we fought
the seance.
We did the seance. The seance parlor cost us 4. No, it cost us 5 because I'm an occultist. So we had an occultist in the group. So I think we spent 5 last time.
Yeah, I think you usually score about 5, so you probably don't have any remaining.
Yeah.
But 5 is enough to buy something.
Yep.
If you do, you will get that extra character XP.
Let's see. So we have facilities that we can go upgrade, and we also have there's also contacts that we can get.
Was the seance parlor a prerequisite for anything?
I do not believe so.
Okay.
Let's just say maybe occult library, but no, the occult archive or occult library. We would need a book to start that.
Okay.
Treasure chamber.
We got nothing
That
but a
costs
stick that
6.
doesn't do anything.
That's right.
It's true.
Trying to use it though.
Oh, and then there's discovered facilities. Hold up. There's facilities, discovered facilities. These upgrades are rooms and functions that have fallen into disrepair, been walled off, or been forgotten.
Kind of like getting a person this time.
Like a dungeon.
I think I like the idea of getting a person too.
Yeah, because this is the
dungeon
Rose
does sound
House versus the castle. We sort of just hand wave why you've never accessed these things before. It's sort of just abstract that this was here the whole time.
I can definitely see it being
the dungeon might be something you don't have you haven't been granted access to
Correct.
in the order yet, and now you've done a few missions and like, hey, you can use this now.
It could also
you can
be
know
like,
about this.
You like to torture people. Have we got a room
Next
for you?
time, please torture in the dungeon.
Please use the red room next time.
Yes. Poor
like
Alice.
there can definitely be things that's just like they've fallen into disrepair as well, and we could be like, what? This is actually
Yeah,
could
just they
probably be
haven't been used
useful.
in some
Yeah.
time. There hasn't been need of them.
Oh, there's contacts and there's also personnel.
Personnel, Alice and Mrs. Morley are all you need.
True, it's true. I don't know. Could use a stable boy. Could always use a stable boy.
Stable.
Guard looks pretty good too. But I mean, I don't think we're that. I'm not worried about people coming.
Yeah, not too much. We don't need the gardener because we have Mrs. Morley. Gardener just the function all food from the headquarters automatically counts as nutritious.
She's had like 6 kids. All of them have grown up strong and healthy. She knows how to cook a meal for an army.
Yep. Let's see. How
Fixer looks kind of
about
cool. We
the-
don't have 6 or more facilities at the headquarters. We don't have
Oh
that.
yeah, no.
Journalist.
Broke ass bitches.
Right.
Broke.
We broke. Psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist is nice. Only for the fact that like if we're playing on like a hard mode and for the most part, like so one question in between sessions, because I know like Ambry will sometimes do this. Are we healed in between sessions?
No, I'd like to role play that out.
Okay. So like a psychiatrist is helpful for like because it gives us +2 on mental recovery rolls, so like healing our mental damage, which I currently have 3 conditions, 1 physical, 2 mental. So
Wow, I'm fine, and I tortured a dude.
well, yeah, I pushed a dude off a thing and
Slept
almost got my
just
hands
fine.
I'm
broken.
like,
Yeah, poor Riley. Riley got it really hard last adventure, just getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
So
we switched.
Yeah, that was you
That's
getting
true.
the floor, just
Yeah.
mopping the church
Yeah.
floor with you.
So I'm bleeding, but I'm not sure where from. Because the only thing I really did was the carriage ride.
Oh, that was you cut yourself very badly performing for people at the art show.
That's what it was.
It was your hand,
you're
yeah.
right. You're right. Gotcha.
Let's see.
That is what it was. Oh.
Like, yeah, doing tricks. Fuck. Terrible luck.
Yeah, I did learn something then.
The police constable as a contact would might be nice.
Do we meet
If
the
Rosalie can play nice long enough to
I was
use
just gonna
him.
say.
resources
That is
5,
true.
which I don't think we have.
Or
Oh yes, we got
There's
you.
that or.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
even though there is a comma there,
Or
but
So he's like ACAB.
the police constable would be nice.
I was gonna say-
honestly, depending on whether or not this next mystery just takes place in London, in the
It
area that
does.
we're going to be.
I'll
So the
let you know
police constable probably would be our best bet.
Yeah,
do that.
I kind of
I'm fine
I like
with
the
that.
police constable too.
Yeah.
I think half of us do hate the police, or maybe more than half, but I think
Oh yeah,
I like it.
That makes it more fun.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I like it. I'm okay with that.
So for the audience, the police constable, the function of the police constable can provide additional clues, fabricate evidence, and protect against criminals, etc. The game master decides what is possible.
got a man on the inside. What's this police constable's name?
Ooh, good question.
He's got to be Irish because he's a cop. That is that is the rule.
That is
For
true.
London.
He's a Kelly, obviously, like
Aw.
Kelly.
something Kelly.
Well, that would make sense because Riley knows him, right? If he's Irish too.
Yeah, like he could be from
Yeah.
I'm
Someone
going to
from
say that
the-
Arthur introduced you to him.
Okay.
You met him
I
through
understand.
Arthur several months ago. he was a friend of Arthur's.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Means you can trust him.
Let me pop a name through one of my many name generators.
Name is Kelly.
Oh, shame.
Seamus.
Kelly is nice. Cernibus is Liam Kelly. I like that.
Ooh.
That's a great
We've already
name.
got a Liam.
Liam is
That's
the name
his
of my my son.
Oh.
The first name that popped up is I can't even pronounce that first name. It's F-E with the the apostrophe above it. IDHLIM.
Facial?
So that McCool.
Ooh.
Finn McCool.
McCool.
Finn
Shit,
McCool
I
actually
have
is a
no idea how to
mythological.
approach pronouncing that name.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna even try.
We need more Irish viewers to help us.
I
Hold on.
like Seamus. I like Finn.
I'm just going to Google Irish man names. Hold on a minute. Gaelic male names.
Colin.
Yes, we should do Colin.
Colin is
Colin
a
Kelly.
typical Irish name.
Colin
Colin
Kelly,
Kelly, yeah.
I like that. Cillian
We'll do
is
it.
another one too, if I'm pronouncing it right. Connor.
Yep.
Brendan.
Oh, I see sea Stockson.
I like the sound of Colin Kelly. We'll keep
Colin
it.
Kelly.
I like
I
Colin
like it.
Kelly.
Sea Stock just hit 23 months.
Oh,
Wow,
yay!
thank you, man.
Thanks for finding
Thank
us
you.
here on a Saturday.
Heck yeah. Yeah. All right. So Connor Kelly. Colin Kelly. Colin Kelly.
Kelly.
Constable
One day-
Colin Kelly.
One day
Colin
his
Kelly.
descendant will become the director of the library.
He's got the director of the society, perhaps even.
And
He
have to
was
deal
friends with
with me.
Arthur.
Yes. Yeah.
Colin is he is mildly aware of the supernatural goings on in London. He does not himself possess the sight, but he does know that Arthur got up to some stuff, and he does believe that there is more that happens than meets the eye, and that most folk are aware of, and that specialized folk are sometimes needed to take care of those things.
Yes.
And he has caught up with you once or twice since Arthur's funeral to have a drink or two, All right. Constable Colin Kelly has been purchased as a contact.
Yeah.
I love games. that have
Literally, you
contacts.
paid him, and now
He's a dirty cop.
More or less.
Aw.
We're like, we tortured this guy to death, but you didn't see that, right?
He was like, we were actually looking for that, looking to get take
Yeah.
that guy down. I'm gonna turn a blind eye this once. Stop torturing people.
Well, I mean, if they deserve it.
it was kids, man.
That's right.
It
It's
was
terrible.
kids, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. He deserved it.
Well,
Even though I did feel bad about it. He deserved
Yeah,
it.
because
can be both.
only because Ronaldo's really good at guilt tripping.
Yeah, he's such a you can tell Ronaldo's Catholic because he's so good at guilt tripping you.
yeah. But it can be both.
Sure.
He can both deserve it, and you can both feel bad.
Yeah, that's true. Those are not mutually exclusive. You can
That's
feel
right,
bad about
correct.
something that was necessary or deserved. All right. We are going to zoom back in to the game. It has been
Can we spend some of our
Question?
stuff now if we want to?
yes. Feel free to purchase new talents
So
or
I
ability
have
increases.
a question, guys, because I'm torn between two. So I'm going to put it out to everyone to see what they think. All right. So I'm looking at just the general talents, and there are two that I like. Okay. The first one, which I think goes pretty well with Rosalie, because she and I think the role playing justification is she did a lot of just bullshitting her way past people this last session. Deceptive, gain +2 to manipulation when cheating or deceiving.
You've done that several times. I can
I've
see
done
that
that
being
a
useful
lot,
to you for
right?
sure. Yep.
And the other one, which I kind of like, is Sixth Sense, When making investigation tests, you may spend extra successes to learn if a Vaesen has been in the area, gain more or less vague impressions of what kind of Vaesen it is, and find out if magic has been used.
I think Sarah has that one.
In that case, I'm taking deceptive. So that's 4,
yeah,
right?
That makes sense. You've gone on and pretended to be people you are not.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that will work well.
Needing that skill to like survive. So
yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
So it costs 4 of my experience points, right? Just to verify.
5.
I think it's 5. Yeah.
5. Okay.
Yep. A skill
5.
increase or a new talent is 5.
Okay. All right. Man, I'm running out of places to put all my talents. Okay.
Oh my god, how many do you have?
A lot, because that's all I bought.
Damn.
Yeah. I got a lot of magic talents.
All the magics. Yeah.
Yeah. Got a lot of magics going on.
I don't know what I'm going to take, but I can do that maybe while we're doing other things. Yeah, I don't know if I want to take another magic one. I might.
Yeah, I already have 3, so I just want to do something different.
Were there new talents in the Mythic Britain book?
Just a couple. There are some, but there's not a ton.
Okay.
+2 when lying.
Those ones.
What a great person Rosalie has become. Okay.
I love that. Character growth. Growth.
Growth.
Get my missing stuff. Vaesen secret. Here's my secret Vaesen folder. Haha.
You and your secret folders.
Secret folder. All right, everybody all set?
Yep.
I'm still working, but
I'm gonna look at
browse
some
while
other
we
stuff.
get into it.
Yeah,
That's
I just
fine.
kind of had an idea, so that's why I interrupted you. Because
no worries. We are going to zoom back into our adventure 3 weeks after you returned the Selkie children to their families. You returned to shore. Only took a day or 2 to get back to London. And you've had 3 weeks to sort of lick your wounds, deal with any personal fires, things like that have been going. So my first question to you is, are there any scenes in the 3 weeks before the next big event happens that you would like to do?
Has Rosalie been paid for her painting?
Yes, the money does come through in the next 3 weeks.
The only concern Rosalie had with her crappy apartment was that she had told the Selkies that that's where she could be found. That's no longer a concern. So she's going to move out, but attempt to not pay the rent she owes.
Incredible.
She was back on rent for the guy, but she's going to attempt to like dodge him and get out and not pay rent.
Just fucking disappear.
Yeah.
So you have, assuming you're not packing many things from your apartment, you probably don't have a ton of things to pack anyway.
The only thing she probably cared about that was there was her artwork.
Yep. So Sarah's not here with us today, but I can I feel safely assume that she will help you gather your artwork and yeet it into a cab quickly one night, and you just leave.
Yeah, and I'll just like, and if anyone asks, I'll be like, oh, I have a show, and then just like yeet.
Yep, and then just yeet off. Whether or not he will be able to track you down later is another question, but as of now, you have absconded into the night, abandoning your apartment, and have not heard from your former landlord since.
Of the money that I have, leave some spread out amongst the other people who live in like the tenement, just to like help the families. Give everyone like some, couple pounds, whatever. Because I got a lot of money. I don't remember how much it was, but it was a decent chunk of money. So she'll leave like, 5 pounds will like set those people up for like a year. So I'll just be like 5 pounds each or whatever.
You're like, make sure you spend this on you and don't use it to pay rent.
Exactly. I'm like, yes, right. Like, landlords are parasites. Take this money, and then I will just, you didn't see me leave. That's also the subtext, right? And then I'll just like yeet, and I'll move into the hall.
The Rose House?
Rose House. Yep.
Oh,
Rose
House.
House.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're like, I have tons of money now, so I'm going to be a freeloader elsewhere.
That's right.
Fucking love it.
Yep.
A room is swiftly prepared for you, and when it becomes obvious that you're staying a little longer than the 1 or 2 days you have stayed intermittently in the past, some more comfortable accompaniments are more comfortable and permanent accompaniments are arranged for you.
I also
but you can
want to
move your
be.
stuff in,
Yeah, I
start
want to
setting
move
up
my.
easels.
So I have my artwork set up. My room itself is very barren. It's just basically like the bed, a desk, and easels and art supplies. But she's also spending a lot of time in the seance room, learning stuff.
The seance room.
I think I am going to seek out the crumbled piece of paper that I threw somewhere in my apartment from Daryl Davies. And I don't exactly remember what it said, if there was like a place to meet or a time or something. I just remember him reaching out that he thinks that he has something that is mutually beneficial to us both and that he needs my
Yes,
help.
he has it on good authority that a Duke is going to be in attendance at an upcoming show. And if you help him make it remarkable, he's pretty sure that he can secure patronage for you both from a Duke. He's like, if we put on some shows that had the magic of before, like in those early days,
Does he
in
say
those
at all?
early days,
Yeah. Yeah. Does he say at all like when the Duke is supposed to come? He doesn't indicate, right?
There will be a date on there. The date is purposefully vague in order to fit in with the needs of the plot.
Yeah, right.
But
That's
you do
fine.
have some advance notice. It's like in 2 or 3 months, sort of thing.
I think I am going to put together a flyer for my own solo performance and commit to a date and start releasing it throughout the city.
Does the date compete with the date that Daryl has for his show with the Duke?
Going to be 1 day before.
Eleanor. All right, you start distributing flyers. You're getting back into it. Oh, that buzz.
I'm going to advertise it as like my last and final show.
Back from obscurity for one final show.
The extraordinary
for one night
Eleanor
only.
doing death-defying tricks to amaze an audience for all to see. And it's going to take place in secret places throughout London. No one's going to know where it is.
Wow.
A secret place or places? Is it one event or is it multiple?
It's
Like
one
a tour?
event. It's going to be, I think, 3 tricks, but it's going to be in London somewhere, in 3 different places in London.
So it's one night.
One
you're
night.
Going to go to 3 different places and do tricks at. Okay, gotcha.
Correct.
One night only, 3 performances, London night. You
Yes.
have to be someone who knows something. Is there like a clue hidden in the flyer somewhere about like where to find the first location if they're clever? Is it sort of like that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
It's
so there's a
going to
little
be
code
exactly
or a
that.
little hint or something in the artwork or something where clever folks
Yes.
who maybe have a little inside knowledge from maybe your previous shows or something will be able to figure that out.
Yes. And if I actually knew anything about London and London's locations, it would be somewhere where I could fit a really, really, really big water tank. That's the first one.
I'm sure there are plenty of kind of underground locales that
But I don't know where in London that
old
would be.
wine cellars and storage things and stuff
I'm
like
going to do
that.
it outside, though. It's going to be like on the streets of London.
Oh, shit. It's not going to be private. It's
Anywhere.
going to be
Could
like
be
a
down by the
flash mob
docks.
performance.
Yeah, could be
Could be,
down
yeah,
by the
down the
docks.
docks.
Could
Yeah,
be
something like that. Just
it
out in the
depends if you
open.
want to be in like a nice area or a not nice area.
It doesn't matter, actually. Just anywhere that works. It can be a not nice area. It can be a not nice area. I'll pay homage to my last year.
Down by the docks would work then.
Yep.
Right.
That's what I'm gonna do. Just start hiding almost like golden tickets, but flyers throughout the
Alright.
city.
The
I just
buzz
sent you a
begins.
message, Amber, that might not matter tonight, but just something to note.
Noted. Thank you.
A talent that will help me with that.
Considering the last adventure, you may get a little interference with that.
And then Eleanor is just gonna be like practicing probably for the next 3 weeks to get ready for this.
In your home, at the Rose House,
At the Rose
elsewhere?
House. At the Rose House.
All right. So it is, if you're in and out of the Rose House or known, you will notice that Eleanor is practicing. How have the practices been going, Eleanor?
I hope, okay, not well, but I hope not bad. I'm not sure, actually.
I would say that Rosalie would be like extremely encouraging about that. And just even like when she cut her hand, just be like, no, darling, that's fine. Like people, that was they never expected it, and just whatever. Even when you fuck up, I'm just like, oh, that's so wonderful, and be extremely encouraging about it. No,
I think Nora is getting a lot of injuries. So
Alice is just over here one morning, like with all of the cushions from the sitting room and all the curtains and stuff outside, like airing them out. They all smell terribly of smoke.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Like,
she hasn't died. That's how well it's going.
Really?
For Riley is going to be probably looking into that artist. Siobhan.
All right, Siobhan.
Finding them.
Yep.
Doing a little detective work.
Doing a little detective work. That painting, which if you can remember the painting, can you describe it again?
Yeah, it's a painting of a very young child, like 6 months old, in like a crib. And it's a close up of their face. They have, that adorable chubby baby softness and all that going on. But it's there's a lot of dark shadows and a lot of dark greens and stuff in it. And the child's eyes are very large. They're like too large. They're just slightly off, like in that uncanny valley with like the kind of largeness and darkness of the child's eyes. And in the reflection of its eyes, there is a figure, a shape. It's almost a silhouette, but it's thin and there are some angles that aren't quite right and little thorny protrusions. And it's called the Changeling, and it's just staring up like at you, almost like you're the thing reflected in its eyes.
Yes. But so he is going to try to track this artist down because he has questions. And honestly, over the next few weeks, he'd probably also try to pin down Rosalie to kind of like elaborate if there's anything that she can remember about the time she has disappeared.
Sure. Do you want to role play that?
We can
Summarize?
sum it up, yeah.
Sure.
Say like if she had or not.
That's I sent you a thing. Have I been successful, or should I roll something, Amber? That's exactly what I was doing in the medium room, was trying to like figure out a way to remember things.
Yeah, I will let us do a roll. We
Yes,
do a roll.
We do the rolls.
We got the dice. We got the rolls. We making hoagies.
It's probably going to be, as I look at the different skills here, I think an empathy test understanding based. So
empathy.
Yep. I think just roll your empathy score. I think you're delving into yourself.
Yeah. For you, then I have the fostered talent, +2 to empathy rolls when dealing with Fae.
I will let it count for this. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. I have 1 success.
1 success, eh? Much like your painting, you remember its hand and your hand in it specifically, and how the texture of the hand was different. It wasn't like your father's hand or your mother's hand. Rougher, warmer. The nails were thick and dark and curved a little bit. You can't see its face when you recall, just its hand. And for a moment, you can see its foot, or a goat's foot. Why would there be a goat walking with you? But do you remember how odd that hand felt in yours, and how large and how strong, but how gentle it held yours, and that you wanted to go with it? You remember not what it said, but the tones of its voice, and how soothing and almost validating they were. You're very used to adults, particularly your parents, not listening or caring about what you have to say or what you think, pushing you off. They were very busy people who had very important matters to attend to. But when you spoke to him, they, you felt heard, that it listened, that it gained something from what you had to say. And because of that, you followed it. Do you remember mushrooms? You remember a dark spot in the forest where the canopy was very, very thick, and how damp the air was and how different it was than out on the kind of rolling fields and hills of your estate. The change in the smell. And you remember the caps of the mushrooms, how white and pale they were, and they looked like little skirts to you. And you remember how dark the circles under Brent's eyes were, and how the sheen of sweat on his face, the hitch in his voice.
You're not going to make me feel bad. All right, again. Okay. Because you legit made me feel bad for a couple days after that game. Like, really,
or
like,
Ronaldo did. I didn't feel bad.
Christian felt
like,
bad.
for that whole thing, even after Troy laid his worst guilt trip on, I was like, you done good, girl.
I felt bad because you role played him very well as someone who was like very human and like still like, you know, because there's always that thing, like even the most horrible person is still a human at heart, and you see them in like in a moment of like, well, yeah, and that's like a bad place to be, to witness that and not have empathy for it. Like I wouldn't want to ever be in a position where I didn't have empathy for that, right? But anyway, I will impart all of that, kind of the details that you just gave me, to Riley. And I'll also add that I don't know if there's a comfort to you or not, Riley, but I was not scared at all. I remember, I don't ever recall being scared. I recall feeling very, very safe and accepted in a way I've never felt here. I've been trying to get back since to that feeling.
There is a small comfort into that, and I just hope that my Liam feels the same way.
I hope so too. I will continue to try to remember more.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Say, Liam, when you're ready, make an investigation test.
Investigation. Let's see. So I got that for that, and then main skillet. Okay. Whoa. That is 2 successes.
Nice. 2 successes. All right. Over the next 3 weeks, you make some progress. At first, your progress mainly involves tracking down more of her paintings. Mm-hmm. You find 2 more of her paintings, both in different shops. One of them is called Rosebud, and it's a very lurid painting of a nude woman. And she's bent over backwards, like her spine is arched, and her hair is tangling down and touching the ground and spread out, and it sort of looks like roots. And there's thorny flowering plant growing up over her thighs and her legs, and her arms, and it leaves little runnels of blood where the thorns pierce her skin, but a rose-like flower is blooming in her navel. She doesn't look to be in pain. She looks to be enraptured. Her expression. The other painting is called Water Horse. And it is a painting of a kind of a still part of a brook. There's like a swell that kind of curves out away from the current, and it's full of lots of vegetation, lily pads, green algae. It's dark, and there are flowers and lily pad flowers blooming here and there, frogs here and there, little turtles and things. There's life in this sort of still part of the brook. But you can see like in the reflection, the light on the water is done very, very well. You can see like the reflection of like the nearby trees that are out of frame, but nevertheless their shadow is reflected in the water and whatnot. And like where the moon is shining like full just by reflection, the moon's not in the frame. But you can see past the glare on the water to kind of an equine head below the surface. The eyes are slightly in the wrong position. They look not quite alligator-like on the top of the head, but too high to be a horse's, nevertheless. And the face is gaunt. It evokes the thought of a skeletal image, but it's clearly cloaked in black flesh. And the eyes are looking up underneath the glare. So those two paintings are in different shops. Both of the shops do have kind of more risque, decadent aesthetic pieces here and there. They're little sort of boutique affairs, and they are in, poorer, seedier parts of town. The proprietors, when you inquire about the paintings, they let you know that they've had one of the paintings has been here for 3 months. The other painting has been there for 6 months. One of the shopkeepers said that Miss McKenna brought the painting in herself to have it consigned here, and the other one was purchased from a third party. The one who purchased the painting from the artist herself, after a little bit of plying and chatting, does let you know that, to his knowledge, Miss McKenna is no longer in London. She told him that any funds should be deposited in like the Bank of London for her, and she would deal with them later. At first, he was to forward her funds to the Newford house, and then she left instructions otherwise to deposit them at the bank instead.
Okay. I can obviously like track down the Newford house at least. Is that like another like art gallery of some sort, or?
It is not. It's in a residential neighborhood. When you track it down, it is in Hempstead Heath, which is you go take a little stroll there. It is a very nice, wealthy middle class neighborhood. These are all like big houses. The owners of the house do not answer their own doors. They have staff. Everything is very neat, very tidy. It's pushed far enough away from like sort of the smelly industrial parts of London that you get some fresh air. There's nice plants and things growing. And the Newford house itself is a kind of nice townhouse type affair. When you pass by, there are a few people sort of lounging in furniture, like out on the lawn. One of them's drinking from a wine bottle, like directly from the wine bottle. And they're just sort of hanging out.
All right. I will would like to ask the people just kind of like hanging out if they knew of Miss McKenna and if she was vocal about where she had gone, if so.
The guy drinking kind of hums for a moment. He's like, Siobhan McKenna. Oh, we have so many passing through these days. What was her what was her passion? What was her obsession? Was she a poet?
From what I can gather, she was a painter.
Painter.
I've been able to track down at least 3 of her paintings, but no news of her.
The other guy who's just literally laying in the grass staring at the sky, he goes, I remember Siobhan. She did that flower piece with the woman, the marvelous breasts.
Hmm.
And the other guy goes, I remember the painting. Yes, yes. Oh, she moved on about maybe 2 months ago. Sort of packed up and the wind carried her elsewhere, I suppose.
Now, question to the that was about the time that I came into London, wasn't it?
Yeah, it would be similar-ish time, yeah. You might have
Okay.
been here a little bit longer than that at this point, but
Hmm. Hmm. Did she ever mention where she was moving on to?
afraid I don't recall details. Ask me more about her work. I might remember more of that, though.
Hmm. I did come across that one painting that you had mentioned that's located. I found it in this shop down yonder. Kind of mention where it is.
When they hear the name of the shop, they're like, oh, good for Siobhan. It's a nice one.
The the one that caught my eye and got me interested in her paintings was the one with the child in the bassinet with something seems to be lurking just outside of frame. I've noticed she's very good at depicting things that you can't quite see in the foreground.
The imagination of the audience is one of an artist's most valuable tools.
Hmm.
Siobhan understood that.
But seems like I have met a dead end here. Sorry to have disturbed your leisure.
No, no. If you're not in a hurry, come have a drink. He shakes the bottle.
As much as I would like to, I have other things to attend for today.
Oh, so busy. Well, maybe next time, handsome.
Isn't London always a busy place? It's what it seems like since I've been here, at least.
Well, there's still a few hidden gems where you can take your time. And he just lays back.
Mm. And Riley will move on.
All right, all right. The first big thing that happens about 3 weeks after you kind of return, you are deep in your practices, working on your seancing, working on your magic tricks, much to Alice's dismay. He's like, oh no, another fire. He's like, ah, blood scrubbing out of carpet. Like, there are still a few kids who are staying with the Dowager who come down for afternoon tea a couple times with her too. And it's nice to see the kids kind of filling out a little bit, some of their color returning. They're starting to like laugh and kind of behave a little more like children, which is good. Well, she's still making kind of special arrangements for a few of the cases where sort of trusted orphanages would not do for them. But a letter arrives from overseas. It is from Lorelei.
Mm.
The letter arrives addressed to Ellis, but he does share it with you all after reading it. He tells you that, Lorelei has written. Her and Oswald did find Björn and followed up on the circumstances of Arthur's death, and it seems that there was a complication and Oz is injured.
Hmm.
Well, I don't really know how to say this, but I think he's going to need special accommodation when he returns to London. in the cellar at least a few times, at least a few nights a month.
Oh, he's a freaking werewolf, Amber.
So,
Oh,
I know that you've recently taken up residence, for the time being, Rosalie, but I don't know if you might want to start looking for other arrangements. You're welcome to stay if you wish, but
Spent time in Northbridge. I'm used to lunatics. It's okay.
there have been cases in the past where members of the society.
Lunatics in the classic sense of the world, where like
Yes,
going
yes.
crazy under a
Luna.
full moon. Yeah, Luna. Yeah.
He gets a little smile at that, a little exasperated, but he says there have been incidents in the past where members of the society have required special accommodation for periods of time based on encounters. Things do tend to get hectic at Rose House when those are the accommodations, though. Just keep in mind, I suppose. I will write to the Dowager and let her know that perhaps her place would be best to attend for afternoon teas in the future.
Well, I would not miss the chance to well, meet someone so different.
He's still Oz most of the time.
Oh, right, I met him. I'm sorry. Shit, I take that back. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. In that case, she says, I would not miss a chance to meet the new Oz.
Hopefully it is a temporary arrangement. If any of you wish to help going through some of the records and whatnot, I have a list of some books from the top of my head that I think may provide useful information, but more eyes the merrier.
I would do that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Lorelai did say that
of course, yes.
they have to wait for the right timing before they board a vessel back to London. So it will be another 3 weeks before their arrival. But in the time that you have to spare, I think we should begin working on this. It was Bjorn. So they're pretty... Well, it could have gone better.
Oh, dear.
At least there's closure at knowing what had happened. To a degree. There may still be a mess, but hopefully it is one we can clean up.
Life itself is a mess.
The letter says that Arthur tried to save him.
Of course he did.
Of course he did.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like Arthur. He leaves the letter kind of on the table there if anybody wants to look at it, but he goes off to the library to start pulling some books and stuff.
With the research.
But what can be done, if anything?
Yeah. Riley will take read the letter himself.
It's from Lorelai. You can tell it's from Lorelai.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of cursing in it.
Yeah, I figured there were some things that
Oz is more
was
like his
left
fucking
out.
brother than you would think. Look at what this fucker did. But basically they went there, began the investigation. Arthur had been looking into a series of, kind of horrific mutilations and kills in the village. And when they got there, Bjorn sort of helped them pick up the trail, but he was not himself. It took them a few days to realize that. Lorelai had never herself met Bjorn, but Oz had once before. He was a good friend of Arthur's. And well, long story short, Bjorn was a fucking werewolf. He had killed Arthur and in his grief sent his body back overseas. And eventually confessed to the whole situation, but not after spending significant time, and 2 more deaths occurred in the local village. Oz couldn't do it, so I did.
Mm-hmm.
But he was Oz was bitten. They fully suspect that he will he will be joining in horrific transformations come the next moon, and if Oz was making all of the decisions and had it his way, he would be following his brother right now, but he's not in charge. I am. Essentially, that. So they are going to spend the full moon in where the fuck did they go? Norway?
Yep.
I think Sweden? Norway? Sweden? It was Norway or Sweden?
It's Norway.
Norway.
Yeah.
They're going to spend the next full moon in Norway with secure accommodations to see if the legends are true. And if they are not, cause for celebration for everyone. If they are, they will depart immediately after the full moon for London so they can arrive in time to.
They went to America.
Secure it. No, Lorelai is from America.
Yes.
I could have sworn they went to America. Okay.
Nope. They went
back to Norway. This was it was the Oslo, not the Uppsala society that had written. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was Sweden, not Norway.
Sweden.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I was like, it was one of the two. Yeah, Sweden. That was the Oslo Society had written to the Apollonian Society asking for additional help. Arthur had a good friend, Björn, down there who was in the society, so went to help his friend, and things went very bad trying to help his friend. Yeah, so basically like that. You can tell it's from Lorelai. She did the hard thing that needed to be done concerning Björn, but is not quite ready to do that for Oz, as it is still new, and perhaps there is some sort of cure that we should definitely explore further.
Yes. All right. Well, after Riley reads the letter, he will also go up to the library to help sort through the books.
All right, and there are a lot of books. You start your sorting. Nora. You still staying at your apartment mostly?
I think I will probably also move into the Rose house just because
everybody's like, oh, you're all like pulling in your defenses, getting
not
ready.
Totally permanently, but I'm working a lot here, so I stay overnight here quite often.
For Riley, he's just poor.
He's just
I mean,
poor.
I am too. My place is like a desolate, empty place. Yeah, and there's food here, true.
All right. Over the next couple days, you turn up, kind of the sort of werewolf mythology and legends you get from Penny Dreadfuls a lot. Silver, speaking their Christian name 3 times. There's something here about nails. Like, there's all kinds of things and stuff.
I don't know any of these things except for one of them.
Yeah, you turn up some things about how to become a werewolf, drinking rainwater out of a wolf's paw print, wearing enchanted hides, things like that. And you do see that there's variance depending on, region and how the werewolves come about and how they are dealt with too. So that's interesting. You wonder if a London werewolf is different than a Norwegian werewolf or a Swedish werewolf.
Because the speaking of like just like as a player, like the Swedish werewolves were like the berserkers who would wear the
Yep.
Oh,
they would wear the skins of the animals and
gotcha.
transform.
Gotcha.
Oh, the PS was Ellis, please arrange for some silver bullets to be cast.
Of course.
Which he does. But yeah, the next couple days, you work on that here and there, your side projects when you are able to continue things. Ellis prepares a room in the basement. Very heavy doors in the basement room. But Ellis is kind of away when there is a knock on the door. He's downstairs working on some basement stuff, as he has been. There's a knock on the door, and Nora, you are the person nearest to it. You're kind of in the parlor working on one of your tricks or something. You hear the knock, look around, like Ellis is not up here.
Oh, okay. I'll get up and
then the knock happens again, and it's kind of like a frantic like knock.
I mean, I'll go to the door, open it. Hello?
You are struck by the sight of Amelia Beddoes. You have not seen her in a year. since Gil's funeral. But she is standing before you at the door. She looks just like she did, perhaps a little bit more haggard, perhaps a little light on sleep. But her auburn hair is sort of tied back with ribbon. Her dress is nice, neat, buttoned all the way to her throat. She's wearing her gloves. She has a parasol folded, clasped in her hand. She looks slightly startled to see you, but not surprised.
Oh, Amelia, you didn't come here to see me. Come in.
No, I did.
Oh.
Didn't expect you to answer the door is all.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, that's hi. What? Please come in. Take a seat. Are you hungry? I can get tea.
She holds her hand up. She's like, spare me. I need your help. And you owe it to me, so you're going to give it.
Ooh, demanding, are we?
Anything.
I understand that you have continued to run around with the wayward types, despite what happened to Gil. But I suppose that may be of use to me now. Something has happened to Martin. I haven't heard from him, and nobody has seen him in 2 months.
And what? I mean, why do you think I can help?
Well, because after what happened to Gil, he sort of packed up and he left the house and he took some of Mom's jewelry and other valuables and he went to live the wayward life of a poet. And he came to London to do it. And last I knew, he was staying in some artist's commune in Hempstead, Heath, and you and
I know it, yes.
your kind have associations. They won't speak to me.
I see. Do you know what it was anything else? Like why he would have disappeared for 2 months? Like
No, he still wrote at least me occasionally, and he has not responded to any of my letters. And I of course, went to Hempstead Heath myself, and I found the house, and I knocked on the door, and I demanded to speak to my brother, but they told me that he had gone just a few days ago. And I'm certain that is a lie.
I see. Okay. Yes, I mean, Amelia, I will do everything that I can. I don't know what to say.
You have taken one brother from me. Perhaps you can recover the other. But please be quick about it. As I said, there's been no word from Martin for nearly 2 months now, and yet they assure me that he had left just a few days ago. And she starts to tear up a little, and she says, I dread the worst may have already befallen him. But if so, my poor mother at least deserves to know.
Are you still at, can I reach you at wherever they lived before?
She and her family live outside of London, but she tells you that she is staying at, and God, give me a ritzy, nice sounding hotel. Someone generates a hotel.
Savoy, the Savoy in London.
Perfect, love it.
I think it was around at the time. Yeah.
Perfect, we'll take it. She's like, I'm staying at the Savoy. You can leave any correspondence at the desk, or if it is urgent, you can ask them to reach me.
Okay, Amelia. It's okay. I'll get my friends. I'll go right away.
I saw your flyers.
Yeah.
That's how I thought to look for you. You're really going to do it again?
I am. I hope that you like it.
I wouldn't be caught dead there. She turns to leave.
Oh boy. Okay. I need to find Rosalie.
Oh boy.
Rosalie is probably in the medium room where you find her intensely staring at a crystal ball.
Oh,
She's pondering an orb.
yes.
Pondering her. Yeah.
Amber's
Uh,
favorite meme.
I mean,
I
Nora
love so
is in a
much.
bit of a rush, so she for sure throws like open the door, and she's just like, Rosalie, Rosalie, I'm
I'm
sorry to,
sorry.
I'm
No,
sorry to
what?
interrupt, but I need your help.
Of course. What is it, darling?
An old, I suppose, friend of mine has disappeared, and
Oh, dear.
his sister has come and reached out. Um, I apparently he was staying in the artist district,
Hempstead, Heath.
Hempstead,
Which is not an artist district.
It's
It is
not.
a very
Nice place,
nice
yeah.
neighborhood.
Oh, it's not where we
Yes.
stay. Okay.
Nope, it
Oh.
is where Riley visited probably a week and a half ago.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Was
Hempstead
just
Heath
there.
is where
Yep.
Siobhan was staying.
Yes.
Gotcha. But apparently, she might be a little bit too fancy to get any answers. She thinks the people there were lying to her. So she's reached out to ask, and it's quite urgent. I really need to find him. I hope everything is okay. I really need your help, Rosalie. I am.
Do you want me to go with you to this place, sir?
Yes, I think, and if we could get Riley too. Riley is quite good at noticing and finding things, so I hope that he would help. But
I think he was helping research books. We can go and find him.
Rosalie, I owe these people everything.
Understood. I'll help you. And she just takes your hand, and her hands are like terminally cold now, even in what would be, I think now, probably late summer. But still, she takes her hands in yours, and her hands are always just like freezing cold ever since old Mog. But she goes, I will do whatever I can to help you, Nora.
Thank you. Thank you. I will owe you for this as well.
Oh, don't worry about that.
I have a lot to worry about.
We'll go find Riley.
Riley's probably
Riley.
in the library helping
Yeah.
Ellis with something. Ellis is now making a list of books like to be like ordered or looked into at other libraries. He's like, you can go to the University of London here and perhaps check this library for this title. And like he's just like making lists at this point.
Lists
The wolf who
upon
hunts the
upon
moon.
list.
Riley,
Shopping
I'm-
lists also. He's like, if we get this and perhaps this, and I've heard about Mountain
Just in
Ash and
case.
Wolfsbane and some of this, like just stuff.
Try
Try everything. Throw everything at it.
Riley, I'm so sorry. I know we have like super pressing things right now at hand, but a friend of mine has gone missing, and I know that you're really good at investigating and finding things, so we could really use your help, and I really could use your help to go with me and find my dear friend Martin, who has gone missing in the Hempstead district, something like that. I just heard it.
Hampstead Heath.
Yes, that's the one. Oh, you've heard of it. You've been there. You know of the place.
Yeah.
Perfect. You have it in.
Yeah. Well, to a degree, I visited it just the other week.
You visited it? Why? What, did something happen there?
I was looking for Siobhan McKenna,
Who's that?
Painter.
the painter,
Oh,
the artist of the painting that caught my eye at Rosalie's showing.
oh, I see.
Did
you find her there?
She seemed to have left town just about the same time that I had shown up. So missed her by a few months. Unfortunate to say. But I was there. Do you recall what house your friend was staying at?
I don't think I actually mentioned it, but Amelia would have told you it was Newford House.
Would Rosalie be familiar with the Newford House being an artiste as she is?
Newford House is where you were invited to Kitty Danville's soiree.
Oh, she? Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
As a matter of fact, I'm invited to um, an upcoming event there.
Oh.
Catherine Danville, she's the owner, I believe. She's the one who bought my painting.
Martin is he's a poet. He's quite artistic. From what I understand from his sister, he was pursuing his artistic dreams when he disappeared. She hasn't heard from him in months.
that is quite. Newford House was where Siobhan was staying when she was in London.
Sounds like it's quite popular then for artists.
Mm.
And Rosalie was invited.
Let's definitely hope it's popular and not coincidence. Shall we?
Right. As in, we hope people aren't just disappearing from there.
Amelia seemed to think that these people were lying. He might, I hope, still be there.
Did she speak to people at?
She tried. They told her that Martin had left, but she got the sense that something was off about that.
I'll I had a brief chat with some neighbors. Maybe they while I went there, maybe they can.
They were not neighbors. They were on the lawn of Newford House.
They were on the
were
lawn
either
of
friends
Newford
or guests, or they lived there. They were literally like on the lawn in front of
Gotcha.
Newford House, just like
Okay.
hanging out.
Okay,
Yeah. They were too drunk to be neighbors.
fair enough.
It was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Hey,
I mean, I
Hey.
would like if it was like a ritzy, like the ritzy neighborhood. I'd like rich people get day drunk. Let's.
Yeah, not these rich people. They're very proper.
They're the proper.
They're good Christian folk.
God-fearing Anglicans.
Yes. They're God-fearing Anglicans.
It just reminds me, or it makes me think of the first time like Englishmen had gone to Sweden. One of the first things that they noted about the Scandinavian folk is how clean they were.
Yep.
Like, wow.
Yeah,
They were
is it-
afraid that
are
they were
you-
going
are
to
you-
steal all of
yeah,
their women
You're
because
talking
they
about
were
like
so
these
clean
damn
and
Vikings comb
well-groomed.
their beards
Yep.
and bathe once a week. Yeah. Yeah.
No, they combed their hair daily and
Yeah.
bathed once a week.
Yeah.
So imagine how gross the English folk were.
Oh.
There's a bunch of hysterical memes because there's something, I forget who it was, but it was the Roman general who first, I guess it was Caesar, because he seized England. He was the one who invaded Britain, and he had this thing where he's just like, they're filthy, disgusting people who just like sit in bogs. So someone took that and made a meme about it, where it's like the Romans marching and like the Englishmen with like kind of like the RuneQuest tattoos are just like, you just like see this as they're sitting in a bog. Have to see if I can
Bog
find
people.
it. Yeah, there's like the disgusting, filthy people who just sit in bogs and don't build anything.
Disgusting bog people.
Okay.
But yes, okay. Digressing.
The threat these clean Northmen present.
Curse them and they're bathing.
Well, I guess this elicits a trip back to Hampstead Heath.
I mean, do you think
Possibly
Or-
any artists that might be staying there.
Probably, actually. The
Even like maybe if I got there, possibly recognize some of them just from like hipster stuff.
Yeah, one sec here. Let me see if I got a name for you.
It's not
is
no biggie.
Rosalie famous enough that she could like inquire about a residence?
I think she's known in certain circles.
Hmm.
It's more infamous, I would think, with the general public than famous. But
Yeah.
I'm sure there are like, there are always people who like her sort of art. But yeah, I could see her being active in like those sorts of circles, like, here and there.
I'm going to have you make kind of a retroactive test here to see like how well connected you were, to see if you've got any contacts that you remember mentioning this in the past.
Should I
Let's
roll?
do a
Resource
make it
manipulation?
Yeah, we'll make it a manipulation test. It just has to do with your socializing and whatnot at these events.
I have one success.
Getting names, rubbing elbows. All right. You do know someone who was at least you haven't spoken to them in a couple months now, but near as you know that they're still in London. And they were in residence at Newford House for at least a period of time if they are not still there now. They've talked a little bit about it. It hadn't stood out to you at the time because you hadn't met Kitty Danville, who is quite unforgettable once you do in person. So you don't really recall any of the names and things now, but you're like, wow, that woman he was talking about must have been Catherine now in hindsight. But yeah, you recall like conversations with him probably about 6 months ago. You were at one of your underground galleries sort of thing. He had a few pieces there. He's a painter also. But he was kind of dressed better and a little better fed and stuff. And you sort of asked him like, oh, you look good. Like, what's going on? How are things treating you? He had been, living the starving artist life before this. And this is the first time that you'd seen her sort of better clothes, better dressed, like high as fuck still, very high. But
excellent.
But a little more put together. And you were like, you look great. Like, what's going on? Did you make a big sale or something? And he told you that, he like had found a patron in Hempstead Heath of all places. And he has been staying there and just working, and he's just been cranking out painting after painting after painting. And, sales are still meager, but the patron is covering room, board, all of the necessities. He's just had so much time to create and things. And he was like really excited about it and very excited about this patron. He was like, the patron, Kitty, who you now know is Kitty, that he was talking about. She's not like some of these other patrons who kind of just want, like a rich pet artist as like a point of conversation, like a strange table piece or something. She's like, she's one of us, she's actually one of us.
She's the strange.
She understands the
connoisseur.
work. Yeah, she understands the work. So yeah, that conversation this talking about the artist commune, the Newford House, the people coming in and out. You're like, fuck, that must have been what James was talking about, and that's what clicks there.
James Joyce.
James Joyce. Wow, we've got so many alliterations.
Well, that's a real
James
writer
Joyce
too.
Is a writer.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Right. So like he wrote a lot of like important novels, but there's also, I'm pretty sure it's him. There's a letter that he wrote to his like girlfriend that's famous about his fart fetish.
Jesus.
Hold on. Now I have to look it up.
We're going to go with James Morrow.
Okay. Morrow's good too.
James Morrow.
Yes. James Joyce. He did love a good farting woman, apparently. That's what his
Hey, you do you, man.
Listen,
you like
yes.
what you like. As long as everyone's having a good time and of age, go for it.
It's quite a letter. I suggest you look it up at some point in time, everyone watching, and read it on your own. It is funny as shit. Okay.
Random things that Christian knows. It's hilarious.
That's what happens when you're ancient. You collect the eclectic wisdom of the ages.
That's all in here. It's just all in there, circling around, utterly useless, but it's in there still. I have a friend, James, and I just saw him. Well, not just, but I saw him a couple months back, and he was excited about this new patron. And I think it's the same house. It's Kitty Morrow. Kitty Danville, rather. I'm sorry. He's James Morrow, but it's Kitty Danville.
Oh, okay.
Why don't we do this, okay? If we go in asking questions and seeming like we're cops, they're not going to like us because people like me don't like people who ask questions. But if we go in as one of us, you'll recognize this fellow, Martin, if you see him, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't we just go in as a visitor to look for my friend James, and I probably can know some people there as well, or at least hopefully know me by reputation, and that might get us into the house, and you can look around.
Yes, yes. His name is Martin Beddoes.
Beddoes. Okay.
I should mention that he will probably be none too happy when he sees me, but I can definitely spot him out.
Why is that?
We didn't exactly end on good terms
Oh, was he
with him and
more
his
than a
family.
friend?
No, nothing like that.
Oh, anything you're at liberty to share or no? If not, it's fine. I was just curious.
No, he really hates me. He has every reason to.
I shouldn't have to. Should I get a gun to bring?
No.
Oh,
I will
Get a gun.
I will
Lorelai
be
won't mind if
fine.
I
Thank you,
borrow two of
Rosalie.
hers.
I will be fine. Thank you,
Oh,
Rosalie.
okay. All right. Well,
But I should just mention that he might not be happy to see me or answer any questions, but I can certainly spot him out and point him out.
you want me to just go in and you can describe him?
Sure, as much as can I distinguish an Englishman from another?
Wow, Jess.
No, there's just lots of people in London.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
No, James, Amelia, and Gil all had kind of different.
Martin.
Yeah, Martin. Sorry, Martin, Amelia, and
Amelia,
Gil all
Gil.
had auburn hair. Gil's was the lightest, but all of their hair has red in it. And they've all got kind of freckles, so they're a little bit distinct in that way.
You made him a freckly red hair boy, Amber. Why?
It's freckly. I don't know what to tell you. They've got freckles
Okay.
and auburn hair.
I will impart
You're
that on
like,
you.
in fact, let him die. Fuck the ginger. That's what Jess is doing right now.
I'm just like, Rosie's like, has no soul is the note I'm putting right here.
No.
Has no soul. Yeah, they're not like encrusted in freckles, but they have got a little freckles across their nose and cheeks. It's kind of you can tell that they're all the same family.
Just make them further look like the sweetest people ever.
So bad things happen to them. Yes. Yeah, Martin is of kind of like he's on the slender side, but of average height.
He's like late 20s-ish.
He's in his early 20s.
Early 20s. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I will
Yeah, you can
describe
give a
Martin Beddoes
description.
to you. Okay, that's fair. I mean, that should stand out, actually.
Right. Why don't we just go there and then I'll talk my way in because we all know I'm good at that. And then Rosalie's just so confident in herself. I love it. And then you be there as backup, the two of you, if that's all right. Because you've
Sounds good
already
to
been
me.
there asking questions, right?
Yep,
Right. So they'll remember that unless they were really fucked up. So
they
They were
were.
pretty fucked up. They were pretty wrecked up, actually.
I think we should be all right. Yes. But you should totally take the lead, Rosalie. I appreciate it.
sure. All right. Cool. Let's go.
All right. It's a short cab ride to Hempstead Heath, or you can get there by train with a little bit of walking as well. Both routes take about an hour. But you arrive in the Hempstead Heath and you immediately notice, hey, this is a really nice neighborhood. You would not expect a decadent artist commune in Hempstead Heath. All the lawns are nicely manicured. The buildings are all clean. The windows are washed. The rose bushes are all trimmed and everything. The people that you see out, they're wearing very nice clothes. They're walking very properly. They look at you guys, all of them that you pass along the way. Like, the fuck are these people doing
We
here?
stand out, yes.
Yep, the fuck are these people doing here? You get the ugly, like, the whisper to whoever they're walking with sort of thing, like making comments and things.
Martin,
Trash
One-
from the city.
Once or twice, someone just like covers their nose with a handkerchief.
Yeah, trash from the city.
Rosalie makes sure to like be like, oh, good morning to you, like every single one to make them extra uncomfortable.
Most of them don't even say good morning back.
I know. That's why she does it.
Like, fucking, it's just like, that's why I do it extra.
Martin's family is very well off. I don't know if he's here because of that or if he made it successfully as a poet. Yeah.
You're so innocent and sweet, Laura.
Not really.
Newford House, Riley
also
knows the
just
way. He's
be-
already found it once.
Banging Kitty. I mean, it
Could
is a
be.
decadent artist colony.
Oh, you're right. I guess I didn't think of that. Rosalie,
Yeah, you might just be here
That's-
banging Kitty.
Although I don't know, because she said some
option.
things to me, and I mean, I just got a little verklempt myself, so she might not enjoy the company of men, but who knows? Maybe she's equal opportunity.
You're like already a fangirl. You're like, we're gonna see Kitty again.
Oh God, guys, it's Kitty. Kiddeh, Kitty.
Do you all kind of stay together, or are some of you going to break off like
No,
before you're
at
within
some
sight of the
point-
house?
I want to approach the house alone.
Yeah, I think Rosalie's
Yeah.
going further ahead.
Okay, so when you turn onto the street and you're still like down the street, Nora and Riley will hang back. Riley, tells you, it's this house up here at the front. It's got like a brick garden wall. It's pretty distinct. And you continue on your way. You find the Newford house without much difficulty. Right now, there are 3 guys on the front lawn playing darts, but they're throwing the darts into fruit and also a ham.
Amazing.
And one of them has no shirt on. And they're just like open bottles around like everywhere. And one of them's like smoking and playing darts. And stuff, and they're just at it.
Having no shirt on is too common. Someone doesn't have pants.
No, having no shirt on
No, it
outside
was
here.
Tremendously
not.
uncommon. Yeah, exactly.
is
That is
So
true.
not.
this is England. So Rosalie, once her eyes adjust from the blinding glare of the light reflecting off this white
reflecting off
boy,
of this
yeah.
Englishman's bareback.
It's just like
It might not be that harsh if he takes his shirt off that often.
Yeah, he might have a little,
Yeah.
a slight hint of a tan by now.
tan. He's like the color of the wall behind me.
Yeah,
it's a
beige,
tan,
light
it's a
beige.
tan. Yeah, very light beige. Kind of like an aged paper. None of the English people are here for us to rip on them. It's so great. So we have like free reign.
Yeah.
We can put all the marmalade on the scones.
This is why we moved to Saturday.
That's right.
So
So we
can
can
English.
throw darts and ham.
All right, Rosalie will just
Oh, all right.
But-
The 2 guys who notice you are like, oh, hello, love. Who are you?
just grab a cigarette out of the guy's hand and right, hello. Hands it back.
You visiting someone here, or are we lucky?
I am, yes. Rosalie Walfer. You might have heard of my art. Just
Is that a moniker that is associated with your art?
Rosalie Bargrove. I gave
Oh,
my
okay.
last
I
name
was
wrong.
like, you used a name.
Rosalie Bargrove. I gave my last name wrong because I'm an idiot. Yeah.
I was like, are you using a moniker?
No, I'm just an idiot. Yeah.
He's like, I'm not familiar, but I would very much like to be.
Okay, perhaps. As a matter of fact, he was staying here, and I was hoping to see if he's around. James Mall.
James, yes. I don't think he's in right now. He's sort of how should you say, in transition. He's still here maybe once or twice a week, but
Wow, this
he's
place
off
is sketch as fuck. Okay.
elsewhere
Yeah, elsewhere.
during a bit of it. I don't think he's in right now, but I can check if you'd like.
I don't mind. Takes out a
Yeah,
drink from the bottle.
Check and hey, don't throw my darts. He takes this.
I could just go with you if that's all right. Or
Make a manipulation test.
Ooh.
I'm not lying here, so I'm just going to do it regular. 3 successes.
Shit.
Nice.
I
he's
think I
like-
even just be like, I could just go with you if you like, and then give him like a little like.
He's like,
Fluttered eyelashes
He's
lit.
like, I'll give you a tour, get you something a little cooler.
Oh.
Drink.
And your name is?
What is my name? I am
Reginald.
Reginald.
Reg.
Yeah.
Can be edgy about it.
Is Reg edgy?
It's
Sounds
edgy for
edgier than
England.
Reginald.
Yeah.
Reg.
He's in his artist phase. He's
That's
trying to.
fair.
The
That's
Reg.
fair.
The Reg.
No.
I'm the
I mean, he
Reg.
is throwing
The
darts at
Reg.
Ham,
The Reg.
but like, oh
My
God.
notes are hilarious as I make these NPCs. I'm like, Reg dash artist ham darts. Those are my notes that I have to go off of.
Ham darts.
I mean, it accurately captures the vibe.
Reg artist ham darts. Yeah, he takes you up the steps into the front door, and I have a map that I can look at.
You paint, you write? What is it that you do?
He's like, oh, I'm actually a bit of a sculptor. Yeah.
Clay and such.
Yeah, I work mostly in clay. I do a little bit of whittling when, the blade takes my fancy.
I have always been very impressed by people who are sculptors. To be able to look at a piece of rock, and I'm just going to completely blow smoke up this guy's ass as he takes me inside. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yep. Rosalie knows artists very well.
Yeah, it's artist too.
He loves it. Let me get my map up so I can describe the rooms correctly. This is the wrong book. When you have two Vaesen books and the floor mat layout and coloring is exactly the same.
Yeah.
At least they're consistent with their format.
First floor. Ground floor. Motherfucker. They have a ground floor and a first floor. I hate it when they do that. I'm like, the first floor is the ground floor.
Wait,
not in England.
Europe.
Not
in Europe.
Not in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I was like, why is the ground floor full of bedrooms? It is not. It is that is the first floor.
No, it's the floor that's on the ground. It makes sense.
It does, but it messes up numbering because if you think you're on like the 14th floor, you're really on the 15th. Yeah.
The 14th floor above the ground.
The ground floor is still a floor, therefore it is the first one.
No, because it's the ground floor.
The beef that I have with this. Yeah, so he leads you up the steps. There's a small little kind of stoop thing. And then the door opens up into a very tiny parlor that opens up into a much larger kind of reception hall. Immediately to your right, there is a curving kind of sweeping staircase that goes up. But beyond that is the reception hall with a large kind of grand fireplace and lots of kind of cushy and elegant leather seating and velvet couches and things kind of spread here and there.
And as we go for Martin, if he's loafing about the house.
When you walk in, the first thing you notice is the smell in this house. It is a interesting, it is a heavy mix of opium, smoke that you cannot define, different colognes or perfumes or incense, alcohol, sweat, little bit of unwashed man smell in here, just like all mixed together. You're like, a lot of people live here and they don't always shower, but they do
like a gaming
splash
store.
lots of cologne on.
Yeah. It's like a Magic the Gathering tournament.
Oh my
goodness.
Except with fragrance. It's that with fragrance.
With fragrance.
Remember the Magic ass crack guy? He was the best. He got banned.
I do not remember.
You don't? Oh my God. So he was this guy.
No.
Riley's putting a stop.
Yeah, I'll tell you off stream. I'll tell you off stream.
It's gross.
It's not that gross. It's
off
funny
stream,
as hell.
Off stream. But you get into this kind of open hall and there's like two different people just like passed out on couches. They are just not conscious at all. They're just like gone. Just obliterated. Neither of them look like Martin.
Oh no. What is this place?
He tells you, he's like, kitchen's this way. We've got a few fairer vintages.
Oh, how many people here?
I don't really know. Some of them come and go so frequently. There's like, there's got to be 24 of us in house at most times.
Is that name?
Martin?
A friend of mine. He was like a poet.
No, I don't think I recall a Martin, but it could have been
like a B or something like that.
Sorry, I'm sort of dreadful
I
with
met,
names.
I met him at I am too, but I met him at a reading, and he was quite a good poet. I thought he'd mentioned being here, but maybe I was wrong.
Oh, poets. That means well, maybe one of the other writers will be a little more familiar with him. Sort of sometimes,
Oh, I know.
click up and talk shop, right? Right. We're all,
Yeah.
Pursuing beauty in different lenses, but it's good to speak with people with similar perspectives sometimes. So, but yeah, this kitchen's this way. So he leads you across the parlor. It's kind of at the back of the parlor. There's a door that leads right into the kitchen. The kitchen is also a little bit of a mess. It's not like there's not like rotting food everywhere, but there's like just lots of glasses and empty bottles sort of situation. And like, plates and things that different things have been mixed on or chopped on or just like, yeah. You're like, this is a drug den. Excellent.
I would expect no less.
Yep, there's another guy just kind of sitting at the table surrounded by like empty bottles, and he's just like staring into void space. He's just like blasted. He like doesn't notice like when you walk in or anything. But Reg goes and he opens up a couple cabinets and things, and he's looking through some bottles, and he's like, what's your poison, Rosalie?"
Oh, what do you have? Let's see.
They've got a collection. They've got different like brandies,
Gin.
wines, gin. Yep.
Gin.
He
was
tells
at
you
the
like, I know
time.
where the absinthe is if you partake.
Oh, absinthe. Absolutely. She was taking the gin and she just puts it down to get the absinthe.
Rosalie's
like,
like
"I
trippy
thought."
stuff all the time.
He's like, I thought.
Take
He
me
gets
back
a
to the
bottle.
fairyland.
Yes, I know the Green Fairy quite well.
And he's like, oh, it's a more comfortable space over here. A little less crowded. Looking at the guy who's like not even bodily present. He's like not even present in his own body right now. But he leads you back through the parlor, kind of looking for somewhere there's not people just laying around. And now I have to find the map again. Here we go.
On an awful dirty place.
It's just like a dorm room. It's like a frat
Very
house, basically.
bachelor. Yeah, it's very
it's a frat house. Yeah.
bachelor pad.
It's like a pretentious frat house.
He walks out from the kitchen and he sort of pokes his head into another room. You kind of can see in over his shoulder. It looks like a library. There's books and things and paintings and stuff kind of strewn and stacked everywhere.
Is my painting here? Is my painting here? I am an artist. I have to look and see.
You're like,
I do have an ego.
You don't see it,
Damn it.
on first glance. There's like 3 people in there and they're having a conversation. They're just like talking in like kind of low and slow tones, smoking. He looks in the next door kind of down the hall and it's a sunroom and no one is in it. There's a couple chairs. It's got big windows. Some people have left like some glasses and cups behind. But no one's in it right now. And he's like, have a seat. Tell me more about your work. And he just kind of plops into a chair and starts pouring and preparing the absinthe. He's got like the sugar cube and all that shit. He knows what he's doing.
Shop a little bit, but I will steer the conversation back to, I would, if you knew where James's room is, I would be hysterical if I could just leave him a note or a drawing or something. We like to prank each other.
I don't think James doesn't really have a room anymore. He sort of just crashes on couches when he shows up. But I mean, I can leave a letter on the mantle for him.
Fine,
some
man.
folks
If he
do that
doesn't have his own place, that's okay.
I can tell him that you were asking after him.
Please do.
I'm sure it will be the highlight of his day.
Oh, you're too kind, Reg.
And he's like, I'm really not.
I can tell. You're
Really not.
I will bullshit a little bit. Have a drink.
Yeah, he's trying to
Not
be
too
edgy.
much.
He's like, yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
not kind. Like most people here, we're talented. He's not kind. I
Oh,
would
no,
not
I know the
describe
type.
most people at this as kind. Fun enough, but You look like you can look out for yourself.
You'd be surprised.
Takes a lot to surprise me these days. He's just flirting with you.
Yeah, I know.
Trying to be cool.
All right. I don't find anything here. So, unless I am going to try to pump him a little bit more for some more information, just about people who come and go, and that sort of thing.
Sure.
Just
Go
to
ahead
get an idea of like how long he's been staying here, and
he's been here for a month, so he's not been here for super long.
Okay.
But he fucking loves it here. He's like, this place is it is an artist's paradise. It is an artist sanctuary. Miss Danville is the best patron that I've ever worked with. She takes time to talk to people and things. She has such diverse tastes, like she'll be appreciating sculpture at one moment, and then the next listening to a new ballad that has been composed. She's incredible. She's an incredible woman. Neighborhood could use some work, but we're working on it, one game of ham darts at a time.
Oh, I applaud that. You continue playing ham darts. They deserve to be offended. I'll tell them a little bit about my work. I'll open up a little. Yeah. I don't. It's hard to find an audience though, so you really need to. Patrons like Kitty, they're important. They're important because sometimes artists just have difficulty finding their audience.
Kitty seems like the artist's answer to the church sometime. Her door is always open. She offers a sanctuary. She doesn't judge. Folks will in here, with all of their vices. Some of them beneficial to their craft, some of them detrimental. But Kitty doesn't turn anyone away. Yeah. Not if they have talent.
So what particularly do you like to sculpt?
Cocks, mostly.
Cocks? Really?
It's like they don't always look like cocks, but they always are cocks.
Really. I enjoy drawing a good cock myself. Yeah. Yes.
It's just I don't know. It amuses me to be able to present one thing to someone and have them think they're appreciating something that is totally different. The deception of it, I enjoy.
I agree with that. In fact, let me show you something. I'll pull out some of my own cock drawings. Mine are just mine are just in the
they're just there. He's like, these aren't really deceptive in any way, but
no, not at all.
Bad. It's nice.
I
like that one. Like the shading there.
Well, thank you. Yes, I worked hard on that. I like how the light touches it,
Dappled almost, yes.
Right, dappled.
And he's like, yeah, but it's my dream to get one of my pieces into the British Museum. I just really, the higher up my work can go, it's living the dream. I subtly corrupting, the betters then.
Hey.
It's honest work. Someone has to do it.
It ain't much, but it's honest work. I'm afraid I do have to be going, but thank you so much for the tour. And it was really nice to meet you, and I hope I see you again sometime.
You in need of a patron at all?
I just might need one, yes.
Oh, you should come back in the evenings sometimes. Kitty does come down and share and appreciate work and talk to new artists.
Thank you.
Bring a few of your pieces.
Thank you for the absinthe as well.
Take care. Walk safe.
I will. You just kind of stumble out. Rosalie's thin.
Yeah.
This
is absinthe. You're like,
I will leave and
your trip back through the Newford house is different than your experience through on the first time. The smell has abided in its kind of dominance of your perception here, and you're noticing the pieces of artwork that are kind of scattered about here that you were a little distracted from last time. And some of them are actually quite good. You see some sculptures and some partially finished paintings here and there. In the distance, you can hear someone plunking away a piano. It's a melody you don't recognize, but
is there a
haunting.
overarching theme of my type of artwork, like supernatural themes?
No, you do see a few paintings with it there, but it doesn't appear to be like the broader general theme of it. The art's sort of all over the place. The thing it has in common, you would say, is that it's decent. Like none of the pieces here look like they come from a talentless hack. You can clearly tell that some of them are from artists and
so at the very least,
newer stages and later
she's
stages.
killing the artist, but she has exquisite taste in the artists that she kills.
Yeah, like you're like, none of this is trash. Like some of it's not your taste, but it's not bad. Like so that would be the kind of overarching theme that you see there. You're like, shit, like folks are pretty good. Some of them will actually probably be a lot better if they get to if they truly get to have patronage here for a while and get to pursue their craft like that.
If they do, if they get to stay a while, if they're not, lost in fairyland or something.
Yep. And you notice like there's a really nice like grand harp in the corner that has some coats thrown over it and things. Like there's lots of just like implements for different artistic pursuits here and there.
Wonderful. All right, I will try to get out without being seen by anyone else and bothered.
One of the people that was passed on the couch is awake now, and they just sort of give you a lazy smile as you go. But
I smile back and head out and find my people.
The game of ham darts has escalated. It's like ham cricket now.
So are they throwing the ham to hit?
They're throwing the ham up and trying to smoke
that's
it.
Amazing.
They're smoking the ham.
Smoking the ham.
You're like, oh, meat splatter. Fascinating. Love that.
You should put a canvas and catch the meat splatter.
One of them is like, yes.
Eureka.
Like that's really good. Oh my gosh, what about the roast? Is the roast that was in the cold box, is it still? I mean, we don't need to eat. And one of them actually runs in the house to go like get canvas and the roast. Excellent.
And I will leave them with that.
You're creating a new art already. Modern art, welcome. Just
modern
people
art.
Just beating fucking meat on a canvas is happening. It's happening.
Beating meat. Okay. I will go find.
And the guy with the deceptive cocks is over here like, and there's one more addition that this needs. If we're beating meat on a canvas, my calling.
I will half stumble out to everyone. And
did you find him?
The smell is coming off of her a little bit. It's like incense and patchouli and opium and
I didn't find anyone. No, James was not. I know it was not empty. But James was not there, and Martin wasn't there, and Reg, the artist that I met, he did not recognize the name. And there's only about 20 people there, so he would know it, I think. Something's off about this place. That's 3 people who have lived there, but now have gone and moved on.
I mean, artists kind of come and go, don't they? That's kind of the nature.
We do, but I don't know. Something's felt strange to me.
Strange how?
I have a bad thought, Nora. Hold on, I have to look at the book for something.
I have in my tracking down of Siobhan kind of also discovered when those paintings were made, if they were made at her time at what is it, Newford House?
They're dated at all, maybe?
Yeah, I'll say yes. I'll say both of those were products during what you near as you can tell what must have been her stay at Newford House.
Her residence.
What about the first one that I saw?
The first one is a bit older than the second one. The more recent one, the one that the person actually knew that she had the forwarding address, and she changed it from Newford House to the bank just 2 months ago. That one you're almost certain was at least made at Newford House because the piece is like it's freshly done from it's only like three months old. And
okay.
Yeah. The other piece is a bit older, but it's not like years or anything like that. It's probably like 6 or 7 months old.
Okay. The for what I can tell, um, at least with Siobhan's work when she had stayed here, uh, it seems like she had. It kind of seems like she had the sight, and some of her artwork while she was here kind of depicted that in a way.
There was
Um,
somewhat of a theme to a degree. When I met Kitty, I think there was something that she saw in my artwork as well.
mm,
And I don't like or trust that all these people have come and gone in so short a period of time, because if it's an artist paradise in there, and I don't think anyone would be quick to move on from it.
I don't think it would be. It doesn't seem like Martin to disappear on his sister either.
Nor I have an awful idea. But what if we tried a seance?
For Martin,
Yes.
what will a seance do if he's
We'd
alive?
be able to contact him if he wasn't. If he
What would it do if he was
was,
alive?
nothing, I don't
Nothing.
think.
How certain are you of that? I can't add anything bad to this man's and this family's life.
I don't think he would be harmed. He might just get a bad dream or two.
Okay. It's
I
worth
just think,
it's worth a
think
try.
that, I mean, if he shows up, we'll know for sure, right? But if he doesn't, at least there's a chance he's still alive. I could have
Do you
also blown the seance, but there's a chance that he would.
Should we do both then? Both Martin and your friend James?
James first.
Are you all right with that?
Yeah, I don't know James very well. I didn't really like him that much. So if it bothers him, I don't care. He was kind of pretentious, to be honest. But
Oh, okay. Okay.
and always hitting on me in ways that were just like ick. But
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. I have to find him.
we will. Yeah, let's try a seance. Let's use a seance room, guys.
Okay. You return to the Rose House and start getting candles and incense and implements to get yourself in the space for a seance.
Hey.
You get to roll something, right?
I'm looking
Does that
up
work?
right now. I think it's page 51.
So
Uh-huh.
I
it's
did look up the
observation.
seance room. The seance room kind of allows us to perform it. It's basically whatever you want us to do in there. It just allows us to get more clues. It doesn't particularly have a
Okay, so
rule to it.
it doesn't have a mechanical
Yeah.
benefit. It has the whatever
So
details
I
I wish
also
to give you
have the
benefit.
talent. I also have the talent medium,
Ooh.
which says you can use observation to perform seances where you predict people's futures and contact the dead. Extra successes provide you more information, prolong the contact, or cause spirits to materialize. On failure, you're given inaccurate information, attacked, or suffer a condition.
Shit, that's cool.
Damn.
So I would be using medium in this
Okay.
instance. Yeah, within the
Yeah.
seance room, but I'll use medium.
You
So I
can
don't
take
know
a
if-
bonus die for doing it in the seance room.
Heck
Why
yeah!
not?
All right, cool,
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That gives me
where is
7
the
dice for
house
this.
stuff? Is that in the society in the headquarters?
Yeah, it is in the Society and Headquarters book.
Campaign rules? Is that this?
Yeah, so I get 7
Or
dice.
headquarters,
Okay.
yeah, there we
All
go.
right, here we go, guys. Wish me luck. So I will. Rosalie will, shut the curtains, light some candles. She'll remove the crystal ball she had in the middle of the table, and she'll draw a quick sketch of James just from memory, and then kind of place that in the center of the table, and then be like, "If everyone would just please join hands with me around the table," and then kind of close our eyes and concentrate and start calling out to James.
Oh
Go
God.
ahead and roll.
Here we
This
go.
is very what's
James Morrow.
what's that
I've
game
got
that we play
one
with the
six-
haunted house?
Oh,
Phasmophobia?
Yeah, a very
phasmophobia.
phasmophobia.
Are
One
you there?
success.
You
Oh
wanna
no,
hurt
success.
me?
if this was
Do you want to hurt me?
Where are you?
All right, one success.
Good thing I got that extra die. It was on the extra die too.
Bosley, you are doing your chanting, and a cool wind sort of ruffles through the room. There are no windows open, no doors. Flickers the candles, and you hear a dripping sound.
Dripping?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez.
Ooh, dripping is never good.
No, James is in the basement. He's the ham. That was
He's
he's
the
the ham
ham.
for the ham darts.
You hear a dripping sound. And you can't help but kind of open your eyes, and the crystal orb that you have in front of you, there's paint on it. Paint kind of rolling down the orb, different colors, reds, blues, yellows. And it's kind of dripping onto the center of the orb. When you look up, it's coming from nowhere.
James, are you with us? Drip red for yes, blue for no.
Honestly, the paint runs redder.
Red is yes. Okay. Are you not living?
Red paint just rolling down the orb. You can't see most of the glass anymore.
Yet. Did you meet your end at Newford House?
That red paint is sort of spilling onto the table.
The red was no.
No,
So-
red is yes.
Red is
Oh,
yes.
red was
It's
yes.
been nothing
okay.
but
It was
red.
but nothing but yes. Fuck. Okay.
You also don't know if it's working or not.
That's true. Try asking a question that you would know would be a no.
Did we know each other in life?
Riley, you hear a baby cry. Just you, Riley. There's no change.
Yes, dripping red.
So
It could
maybe
mean, did we know each other in the biblical sense? I meant as friends, you idiot.
That is
She probably like feels Riley's hand tense, Rosalie,
yeah.
and kind of looks at him and squeezes it back.
Riley,
Rosalie's hands are cold, by the way.
Once he hears the crying, he will actually look over his shoulder and kind of like look around just out of
Looking
like
for the sound.
habit. Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Is your body still in London?
Hmm.
The dripping has slowed. The paint is just kind of finishing its final spread across the table.
What about the spread? That is it spreading evenly, like a perfect circle from this orb?
Or is it like becoming a picture?
It's not spreading evenly, but it's hard to tell what it's doing. It might be doing something. I would take a check. Just sort of
observation?
tell what that
No.
looks like. It's a little bit
Observation?
of a Rorschach test here.
It's
Yeah.
maybe either observation, investigation, learning, vigilance. Probably not vigilance. Observation or investigation, probably.
It could be
I
vigilance
actually think
or
I'll take an
observation.
inspiration roll for it.
Oh, inspiration.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Inspiration.
I think I'll take an inspiration roll.
Is that everyone?
Yeah, everyone, you can, once you see like Riley kind of looking at it, like you get the idea to be like, oh yeah, what does it look like? And everybody can.
I can see inspiration with that, yeah, because it's a Rorschach test.
Oh,
yeah.
inspiration,
Yeah.
empathy. Okay, yeah, I got it. All right. One success.
2 successes.
Hey.
Eleanor? Is she frozen?
One success.
All right. You're all kind of looking at it, tilting your head, kind of trying to move around the table for different perspectives. Riley, when you move around toward actually when you stand over Rosalie's shoulder, it looks like a like women's lips. It looks like a pair of red lips. And like the corner of the mouth is going like a little bit long, but
I'll kind of
and
point it
it's a
out
weird enough shape for it to have run into that you're like,
yeah, because like the table is
it's relatively flat. Relatively
like
flat, yeah.
We're talking about Ellis here. It's flat.
Yeah, that's true. He's over here. He's like shimming the legs, like with like a sliver, with like a wafer. He's just like,
yeah. So it's just like I'll point it out and be like, it's like, does this look like lips to you?
Have you joined the Stones?
yeah. Yeah, it does. When he points it out, when you go over to stand at the end of the table where Osley was, it looks like lip rouge, like in the shape of women's lips.
Kind of like with the orb in the middle of the what could kind of be like the purse of the lips.
It's actually to one side. It's kind of like the corner of one mouth goes under the orb like a little bit, and then the rest like runs to like one side.
Which is interesting because like we know this table is flat. Like
yeah,
there's no way that this should have been running one direction.
Yeah, it's weird. And if it's weirding you out enough, you can easily go grab like a drink or something and just be like, spill some water on the table and watch how it rolls.
Rosalie, do you know what kind of art James did? He was a painter?
He was. You leaving this one right up to me, Amber?
Yeah.
Mostly birds.
I was actually thinking nature pieces. I was like, he did a lot of ducks.
Yeah, I was thinking it just like birds. Yeah, just birds.
A lot of ducks.
Mostly
a lot of ducks with arms. It's weird.
Ducks, just strange enough, like duck warriors, Bronze Age ducks, if you will.
My notes are hilarious. James Morrow, painter, beards. Reg, artist, ham darts, cock sculptor. Shit.
He wouldn't have painted something like this. James, are you still with us?
No. The kind of air currents have died down and the temperatures returned to normal. You have the sense that whatever has occurred has passed.
Well, I'm afraid James is no longer with us. And I know that Kitty's not to be trusted now.
I think we'll leave it here for tonight.
Yeah, that's a great place to stop.
Yay, getting back into it. Can't wait for Sarah to join us. I got stuff for her. All right. Well, thank you, folks who followed us to Saturdays or discovered us on Saturdays. If you're new, we really appreciate it. Thanks for bearing with us. Saturdays come with more Kent, so it's well worth the shift.
we don't abandon our own.
Thank you for the shift, as I am working very
the shittiest of hours.
The shittiest of hours.
The shittiest of hours.
The shittiest of hours.
I am wholly exhausted because it is more physical labor than I have done in such a long time.
Yeah, it gets you. I remember when I started working full time for the first time, and it's not even a very physical job, but just like working for being at work for 40 hours a week when you're used to not doing that is a lot. It's crazy. I can't imagine with it also being physically demanding.
Yeah, I already have 2 calluses on both of my heels.
You're gonna get calluses on top of your calluses.
So, sorry, not calluses. Blisters.
Blisters? No.
Blisters underneath my already calloused heels.
Wow.
You should look into they have specific feet blister band-aids. They were amazing. I
Yeah,
got
they do work
recommended
really
them
well.
for Japan.
But also, like,
and
I
they were
mean, they
amazing.
probably will recommend some really good ass boots for you to wear that you can just like,
Oh,
you know,
that's true,
that
too.
are
I have
comfortable.
brand new boots. They're Irish setters.
Well,
So,
take a
like,
lot of the break
You
in
might,
too.
yeah, you
That's
might
the
need to
thing.
break in.
Yeah.
so
Too.
I will not say brand new. They are brand new in the fact that I am poor. So, like, they are within a year old.
Yep.
But like I've worn them through UPS and now into my new job, and the fact that I'm just like I'm pretty much standing all day. Like, I've been
That's
getting
what
like
does it.
15,000 steps a day.
Yeah. Yep.
We found out that so we have to go to a specific place to pick up our tools, and it is literally a half-mile walk away from where I'm actually working.
Wow. So there's a mile walk right there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
I mean, it's cool for the point of view of like getting exercise, which
oh yeah,
eventually,
for sure.
eventually
Like,
will
I've
pay
already
dividends
lost
for
5
you.
pounds.
Yeah, that'll pay like
Nice,
tremendous
good.
dividends for you. Yeah. Like I get a paper cut once in a while, and that's what happens in my job. So, you know, I don't get
I am
exercise.
full of iron splinters already. Like, my
Oh,
hands are
jeez.
just chock full of iron splinters.
Oh, jeez. That
God,
sounds
that sucks.
awful.
But you can
I
keep
was
the Fae
doing.
away.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just slap that bitch. No.
I was I got a little bit of extra overtime, and it was literally just all sanding, and I was absolutely covered in iron dust, steel dust. By the time I was done, it was just like I would move and be like, it is up my sleeve.
Your
It is
beard
in my
glittered.
gloves. Oh yeah, my beard was just fucked, like completely fucked.
You look like the Silver Surfer.
Shit.
So thanks for tuning in.
Yes,
We'll
thanks.
be back in 2 weeks after Gen Con, so you guys can tell us all about Gen Con. That'll be awesome. Get some pictures and stuff again, so we can like share them if you want to do that.
I'll
try to get some cool stuff.
I was like, that's all you can.
But yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back to continue this with more Vaesen, also with more of the missing people when we get back. So we have a fuller crew, hopefully. And yeah, looking forward to this. This is awesome, awesome stuff.
I need my writer for the artist.
I know, we do.
I know. It's
I need someone
looking
else
like a
to
really
go
cool
and
adventure.
experience this smelly artist commune with me. But
Doc
in
had
the
already
meantime,
Doc is in got in chat. We got Doc and Cernibus.
Oh, thanks
And,
so much for coming back.
Doc, you squeezed it in.
Yeah.
Doc was like, he already had an idea because he looked up something specific.
No spoilers.
And,
oh wait.
Don't tell us.
Oh, he had a guess though. Oh, he has a guess.
like,
he didn't look up like the book. Yeah, he has a guess.
No,
That's
like
fair.
he had a guess, and he looked
That's
up his
fair.
guess specifically.
Oh, gotcha. Was he right?
I don't know if he's right, but it is pretty, like, it does seem pretty close. I will say I did accidentally sweep through the adventure looking for traits. I did not see anything specific. I'm pretty good at just being like,
okay,
oh
good,
shit,
good.
go away.
No spoilers.
But I did not.
I've made a few adjustments too, so there's that. But...
I did not see any Vaesen that is of the same mythological creature that Doc was looking at, because I looked it up myself.
I mean, it's early. It's early. I have one guess.
Kent's always the one to
it's
get it
early.
anyway because he listens to all those fucking podcasts.
Yeah.
My God damn it, Kent's solving all my mythology mysteries.
I will say I was gonna say in chat that I like this one. If Doc already has had a guess, like, this one might be too niche for me. But we'll see. We'll see.
Cool stuff.
It's early. It's still early.
Yeah, but we'll be back. We'll be
super
back in
early,
2 weeks. In the meantime, I will probably upload this tomorrow to YouTube, because I've been trying to get it up earlier than Monday. So probably tomorrow, if I remember, and then we'll get it out in podcast form after that. Rainey will edit it and get it out. So that might probably be next Friday, I think. Although I don't know if we dropped one this Friday. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Rainey is planning on switching up the podcast schedule.
Yeah, I know he is doing that too. He's trying to switch it up a little. So we'll see what happens there, to be determined. And yeah, thanks for joining us. In the meantime, you can find us at DMs After Dark anywhere on social media: Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, all those cool places. You can email us at dmsafterdark@gmail.com. And until next time, try some absinthe. Really just tastes like licorice, honestly.
Chase the green fairy.
Yeah. It was really disappointing the time I drank it. But
it's not
anyway.
the same as what it was back
Yeah, I was
it
gonna
doesn't
say
have
there's
the
old
wormwood.
absinthe and there's
Yeah,
like
it doesn't have like the wormwood in it. Well, it has wormwood. It wasn't like made through like lead-ridden weird ass pipes to
It
make
doesn't
me.
have the lead in it. Bring back the
that's what I
lead.
need.
We
I
need
don't
the
want
lead.
microplastics. I
Nobody
want lead.
drinking absinthe wants to live a long time.
I saw a meme today. It was like, you know how people go on like paleo diets because they're like, I want to eat the way my ancestors ate or whatever. So it was a science fiction meme, and it was like the year 10,000. Yeah, it was like some
until they were inside out.
right, and it was like some jacked up guy, and he was like, the year is 10,000. The bodybuilder's adding microplastics and lead to his diet because he wants to eat like his ancestors.
So Doc had just said in chat that maybe he should send Sarah a sealed envelope with his theories.
ooh, and then we
Yes.
open it up at the
Yes,
end.
you
That'd be
absolutely
pretty
should.
cool.
Yes,
To be
yes,
opened
yes.
on Vaesen Reveal.
Yes,
That would be
absolutely.
really cool.
That
We
would
would
be
accept
amazing,
that.
Doc. Please
I
do
feel like we
that.
would accept that.
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
honestly say, so like most of us are like playing the game. I think the only one that like Rainey may join us with this.
Rainey might join us. I asked Rainey to think about making an artistic type character that I could throw in here,
But-
so he might appear.
I would also say that like anyone who wants to like send us theories,
That would be awesome.
Yeah, for
just
sure.
subject to be like,
Yeah, just
'cause-
put in it to be opened on Vaesen Reveal. That way I just won't open
Yeah.
it. That's all.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds like a great idea. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
yeah.
Great idea. Do
I
that
love
at
to see people's
dmsafterdark@gmail.com. And right. Till next
I
time.
love
Yeah.
theories.
Drink some absinthe. All right. Good night, everyone.